I'm going to read a couple of pages from Letting Go. Chapter 3, Puerto Rico. I smell. 2 flights and a 4 a.m. start, not to mention the drug and alcohol abuse of the last few weeks, have left me a bit pongy. As countrified as I get in the country, I still have a social conscience when it comes to being in close proximity to my fellow deodorized man. I showered before leaving Francis's sleeping apartment, and my shirt was clean on this morning. I'm not so inconsiderate that I'd get on a plane smelly. That doesn't matter much now, though. I stink. The captain says Caracas is a balmy 32 degrees. Things can only get worse. The young Latino couple sitting next to me politely moved to a safer aisle a few minutes after the seatbelt signs were turned off. Please make sure your own masks are fitted before helping others. My hatred and rage at Bush's US of A is leaking out of me like so much defrosted freezer gunk. I almost cried with relief at leaving the Fourth Reich. So upset was I by its extremes and propaganda. Descending into Puerto Rico International felt like reaching dry land after swimming through a lake of poisonous jellyfish. The bird has flown the cage. The eagle is landing. Freedom, here we come. Sadly, I was wrong. Very wrong. Taco Bell and Starbucks feature queues as wide as they are long. Think Brits abroad, only heavier and louder, dumbed down, waving small American flags. It looks like some crazy bastard has dressed up a bunch of manatees in bad clothes and let them lumber around in public. Little Puerto Rican waiters flit about like suckerfish as these leviathan forms bellow for supersized fries and buckets of sweet milkshake thickened with the fat of chickens. Oh, Captain Ahab, this is your wet dream. Get that painted savage Queequeg up there on the escalator with a sharpened iron and a potted lion, and let's drag a few barrels back to old Nantucket. Heave ho, my boys. Chapter 4, Caracas. Well, here we are, Caracas. Jungled hills falling haphazardly into the sea, dusted like green Christmas cakes with the rubbish from the barrios, which perch like potter wasps' nests, bristling satellite dishes and antennae. I still smell. But that doesn't seem to matter now, because it's seatbelt time, and we swing around and come in low and fast over the waves, and bump and screech, and brake and reverse engines, and slow and turn her around towards the little airport building. Please wait until the aircraft has come to a complete standstill before unfastening your safety belts. I shouldn't be this scared. I should be coping better. I winged it through 2 dead bodies and a bout of septicemia in India when I was 18. I survived 2 insane months with my old mate Gwids in Madagascar when I was 21. I've worked in all sorts of places around the world, from Cape Town to Tokyo to darkest North Wales. I've lived and worked on Cold Harbour Lane among the crack dealers and smackheads for years. I should not be this scared, but I am. My arrival here has been built up so much in my mind by well-meaning friends and relatives with their well-meaning advice. Watch out for the rapists and the kidnappers, Will, they'd said helpfully, and the thieves and the murderers and the coppers. Oh, yeah, Will, the coppers, they're the worst. Yeah, Will, I heard the coppers kidnap you, rob you, and then sell you to the rapists who rape you and then murder you. Oh, yeah, I heard that too, Will. Where is it you're going again? My own imagination, though I try to relax and be positive, makes up reams of horror stories too, mostly centering around being mugged. I've learnt next to nothing about this country or its language. I've learnt to count in Spanish. That's all. What am I doing? The first thing that strikes me is how small the airport is. It's like a local domestic airport. I'd imagine something grander, a Mexico City scene, massive and sprawling and overpoweringly South American. In reality, it's rather quaint, just a couple of runways squatting by the sea in a square white terminal dwarfed by lush green hills. My heart is pounding just looking at them. The fact that I'm willingly walking into this trap seems ludicrous. As we disembark, I give myself a talking to. Now, Will, I say in my head, keep your eyes open, stay sharp, and don't miss a trick. But relax and go with it. You're comfortable, man, comfortable. I'm not comfortable. To give myself time to get comfortable, I charitably decided, while still in New York, to go straight to Los Rojes. a little group of islands out in the Caribbean Sea north of Venezuela. To get there, I need to change money. I need to find the domestic terminal. I need to buy myself a ticket to the islands. If I can't get a flight today, I need to go to central Caracas, find a cheap hotel, sleep there, and come back the next day. Above all, I need not to get ripped off, mugged, murdered, kidnapped, or coppered. For this, I need to be on my toes and not such a day-glow gringo. Right, here goes. I sit down on my pack outside the terminal and roll a ciggy. It is hot, not overwhelmingly so, but a damn sight hotter than New York. Hot enough to send a constant sluggish river of sweat down my back. I light my ciggy, inhaling deeply and rolling slightly from the head rush. I close my eyes and sit there sweating and swaying. When I open them, a wolfish Latino with a gold tooth is standing over me. You need any help, man? You want to change some money? Aha, I think. Here we go. This guy thinks I'm a sucker. No? You American, man? No? Huh, imagine me, a Yank. I squint and spit, doing it like no sucker ever did. You want to change money? Do it on the black market, man. Do it with me, he says. Don't go to those crooks. They'll rip you off. He points towards Thomas Cook with a heavily ringed finger. I look over. There's old Tommy, shining with cleanliness and Western promise, complete with meek, uniformed Latina and flashy currency board. I see what you're doing, I think at him. But it ain't gonna work, man. I say, and take an uninterested puff on my ciggy. Okay, man, he says. Like I said, if you need anything, you come and find me. I can sort out some good tickets to the islands, too. I squint into the distance, like I don't have time to think about that sort of thing. He shrugs. Okay, ciao, man, he says, and walks away. Ha, I think. Squint, spit. I showed him. I shoulder my pack and start looking for the domestic terminal. I wander around asking people if they speak English. They don't. One guy in an internet cafe does a bit, but when I follow his directions, I end up in the bus station. By now I'm sweating like a pig, and the squinting and spitting routine is getting a bit much. I go back to the main terminal and sit in my original spot and roll another ciggy. I'm a much more disheveled and sweaty gringo than when I was here first. Pathetic is waiting just around the corner, close. I close my eyes and take some deep breaths. You can do this, Willie. You've done this so many times before. Just imagine in a couple of weeks you're going to be an old pro again. Just relax, let go, and keep. You need any help, man? I open my eyes and look up at him. He's standing above me again, gold tooth glinting in the sun. Yes, I say. Yes, I do.